my first order of business is to thank everybody, especially Hawks, Amy, and Feroz, who couldn't make it today, and Meg, for helping organize the hee-hawing around of face-to-face or virtual that became, and it actually probably worked out better that we went virtual, because Claire said with the Ryder Cup in the area, hotel rooms were really expensive down here in the Milwaukee area. So, which didn't dawn on me at all in the process of this, even though I like golf. I just, with all the calendars getting mixed up with COVID, it didn't hit my head at all. So that might have been a blessing in disguise. So thanks to everybody for all your help. So I think we have a quick vote on approval of the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
W.
Aye.
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 Wait, we need a motion and a second motion.
Oh yeah, somebody needs to motion it. I don't think I can.
Volunteer for,
I move to approve the agenda. Stephanie Kernick.
okay, Stephanie, and then we need a second.
I second, Meg.
Okay,
All in favor, say aye.
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 Awesome. I don't think anybody disapproves of that, do they?
No.
So on the screen, or on the link I sent you, now you with the minutes, do you see the minutes there?
Yes.
Awesome. Because I didn't remember if I clicked just that tab to share or all of the tabs. So we have a short little minutes there. I need a motion to approve the minutes from last year.
I move to approve the minutes.
Okay, wait, who is that?
Marshall.
Okay,
I think I can second that.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Way to go, George.
Was that George on there?
Yeah, it sounds like an ultimate tournament to me.
Oh, hi. I saw that in the chat and I'm like, I don't know what that is. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
nays?
Aye.
Aye. Let's go back to that. Treasurer's reports, the other document. Not very long. I'll let Meg talk about how we have not spent any money this year.
There are no meetings, so the only expense is just sending the conference hospitality room, $100. That's it.
And we aren't sending anybody to WisMATYC this year because I can't go. Gateway said no. Which didn't break my family's heart because it's Halloween weekend.
Ah,
And my wife always likes a group costume with me and my son. So if anybody wants a picture, feel free to email me. I am the Marshmallow Man and he is a Ghostbuster.
Oh,
okay, that's cute.
We always do a team costume. That's been our tradition since he's been born. So I have to thoroughly humiliate myself that weekend.
What does your wife dress up as?
She never participates. She wants me and him to do it.
But she gets the costumes together.
Yes.
Okay.
Last year I was a shark and he was a scuba diver. One year I was the man in the yellow hat and he was Curious George.
They're great.
one year I was Charlie Brown and he was Snoopy. So we've been through a pair of costumes, so that kind of worked out. So we don't plan on spending any money this year, so we're sitting on a nice little war chest, comparatively speaking.
I think we have to move that make a motion that Jason has to divulge all of his Halloween costumes for the past 10 years.
My son's only 5. I only have 5 sets right now.
Okay,
5 is enough.
Well, I just did 3. Charlie, Man in the Yellow Hat.
No. We want pictures, evidence.
Oh, my wife has all the pictures. There's evidence, trust me. Oh, the last one was a train. The other one was a train one, and I can't remember how it worked. He was Thomas the train, and I was the conductor, or something like that.
oh, that's great.
That's nice.
That I like.
I miss those. I miss those days. Cherish them while you can.
They're fun. I just don't like the blowout costumes. That's what we're in a phase in right now, and they're very hot. So this will be the second year in a row that I'm in a inflatable. So, but they're easy to get in and out of.
You just deflate them.
Yeah, they just unzip and they deflate. They're really easy. So we'll see what next year brings. So we need a motion to approve the budget.
All motion. This is Flynn.
Second, this is Arlene.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
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 W this time.
Marshall the contrarian. Any nays, which I don't expect there to be?
Are there any horses at the meeting? Sorry, that was dumb.
So the next item on there is just where we're headed for next year. We don't have a set location for next year. We were on the rotation of tech school, UW, tech school, UW. COVID has messed us up, but we've been 2 years with some sort of virtual presence. So that puts us still on a UW for next year. We had thought about UW Eau Claire. I don't know if anyone is from UW Eau Claire that's here today.
So are we expecting most meetings to be held in person from now on, or?
That's hopeful. This, with the Delta variant spiking and Gateway being Gateway, they kind of nixed my plan for a face-to-face.
Oh, can
So-
is there going to be like an online component, do you think, or?
I don't think we've thought that far ahead yet.
That's a good idea, though.
I mean, I don't know how easy that would be. Or I'm just curious because I mean, like, personally, I like not having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and drive for like 2 hours and.
Oh, I understand that part of it. Trust me.
I mean, I'd like to see you all in person. Don't get me wrong, but.
I have a question. Usually, you not only do like UW and tech school, but you usually do different parts of the state so that like northern people have an easier time getting there 1 year and then southern people the next year. Instead of the last time we had an in-person, I believe it was it Wausau?
Yep, Wausau the Tech.
Okay, maybe we can pick a university school that's closer to the southern end of the state this time. I don't know. I don't know. It all depends on where most of the people are coming from.
Emmanuel did not jump on here. I know he's at UW Milwaukee Waukesha.
Yeah, Milwaukee, I guess, I think Milwaukee, it's a big city. If there is going to be any kind of virus variant, it's probably I would think the big city would be a less safe place health-wise. I don't know what else is down here that's, well, Waukesha would probably be okay. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. I don't know. I don't see anybody that's foaming at the bit to try to host. And I mean, you've got UW La Crosse on the southwest
Oh, yeah.
side.
Yeah, that might be even too far for people. So yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
not a, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking.
Marshall might have to remind me of this. There's a UW 2-year in Rock County, right?
Yes. We used to have one.
Yeah, with all the shakeups. And I don't remember which one they're connected to.
It may be connected to Platteville.
It's UW Rock County that is now connected with Whitewater.
Oh,
Yeah,
Whitewater.
Whitewater.
Oh, I see.
So maybe a place to make some contacts and see if it could work out.
Yeah, I could put feelers out. I can look up who's at Rock County if anybody is not opposed to Rock County. The
I
worst,
think that there's still so many uncertainties. It's hard to
Mhm.
yeah.
talk about planning at a year out here, but it'd be good to get some possibilities lined up to
Since
act
both,
on when we do have permission to go forward.
is anybody opposed to George? I'm kind of throwing you under the bus here, but since we've missed 2 years, if we just restart the cycle with a tech college, I mean, Madison's a nice central spot where most of the population between Chicago, Madison, and Milwaukee is an easy drive.
Madison might be more of a, you know, there might be more constraints in Madison than there are other places. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that-
Madison is a community with a high vaccination rate, and even Madison Area Technical College has started allowing external groups to meet on campus again. So
They have, okay,
it is possible.
all right.
All right.
How about Moraine Park in Beaver Dam? It's part of
Yeah,
the
that would-
Fond du Lac
that's a good-
campus.
That's a
Beaver
good
Dam?
central location.
Hmm.
Yeah, Fond du Lac is nice.
I'll put those 3 on and see who in the spring who is willing. That's always the big troubling point, is finding somebody willing, but I can work on that. So Madison College, Moraine Park, and UW Rock County, whoever they were affiliated with. That at least gives me a start. And if they tell me to buzz off, well, I can send out an email and we can talk about it again. Because it's certainly possible that they tell me to buzz off, but that's okay. So those dates are there. I didn't look at 2023 Yom Kippur. It looks like our pattern is to go earlier. So this year we went a week later. Next year we're going a week earlier. So our pattern is either to stay in September where we can.
Hmm.
Yep, 2023, it's the week before. 2024. Oh yeah, we'll be fine for the last Saturday in September. Then So that won't be a big deal. Whatever that is, we'll look it up later. So yeah, we traditionally choose the last Saturday of September. That's just been the MO since I've been involved in attending these things. I think Marshall and George are seeing the same pattern. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Unless Yom Kippur conflicts. So,
Right.
but it looks like it's falling deeper into October in the next couple of years. So that last Saturday should be okay. Thanks, Steve, for taking on membership chair. I know we haven't asked much from you yet, but you will when we start sending out stuff with collecting dues. This year we didn't collect them last year. One thing on collecting dues. On the website with Hawks, they had the PayPal link. If you have PayPal, you can enter this email address too, and it'll do it. Or you can send us a check and we'll work on it in October to get you paperwork saying you are official member for your portfolios. If I can spit out the word. There's the brochure. The brochure was linked into your email from Meg, or not Meg, Amy earlier the Friday, was it?
Somewhere like
All the
that.
days are kind of running together right now.
Several number lines and so forth.
But here's the address. If you could print that out with your information there and send us a check if you want to do it that way, that's fine. It works for us.
The link is also in the WisMATYC site that we have.
Oh, okay, awesome. So George, are you still assistant editor?
I'm on an agenda if you like.
Yes, I am assistant editor with the mathematics educator at this point.
Awesome.
Work to handle the review process. There, you should be, if you're an AMATIC member, you should be receiving your fall issue in the mail this coming week. Things are out there and moving along nicely. I want to give a shout out to Keith Knabb, who's also on this meeting, who is currently the production manager for us.
I did not know that.
Keith just recently took this over and got us to our mail date, or actually ahead of our mail target date for the first time ever in the 10 years I've been working on this. So great job, Keith. And
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Greg's not on this meeting. He's our website guru that keeps the website update. I send him stuff, he updates it. But Greg's not here. We'd like to thank him. Delegate assembly for Phoenix. Turi and I are still affiliate delegates. George and Claire are still state delegate. I don't know. I know Turi's going because she's conference coordinator. I don't know about George and Claire. I know I'm not going. I can go to the meeting if they have a virtual component, but I haven't heard if they have one or not.
I am planning on going. I expected to be at the national conference with the editing duties on the journal.
Oh, okay. So at least George and Turi will be there.
Forward, no matter what at this point, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I know registrations are running far below normal, but we're not in normal times at all.
No. And my theory has been, even through this, I think we're a little light compared to what we've been normally doing, is at least we're doing something and keeping the name out there. We are being stewards that are doing something to keep things alive because we're in really weird times.
It's really important, Jason.
So
You hit a really key point there.
even if it's not what we expect or have had it back, at least everybody knows we're around. We haven't disappeared. The only other business I have besides the Midwest VP candidates are going to speak. As long as I've been active in AMATIC and WisMATYC, John's been Midwest VP and has never had anybody run against him. So we have a contested election. So they're going to speak here in a second. And keep in the back of your head, we do 2-year cycles here now under the new format. So Feroz after this year, and unfortunately Feroz is not here. He's had some family issues in India. So he's been in India. He becomes president January 1st of next year. So, and secretary and president-elect are both elected next year in 2023 on a 2-year cycle. And if anybody's interested in running, let me know. Secretary is not very big. The biggest job is helping out, setting things up with the conference and taking notes right now. President really isn't, it sounds more impressive than it really is. I mean, it can be a lot of work, but a little bit every day when you're preparing for this, and it's just a lot of email and paper pushing. So if you're interested, let me know. It's not a huge job, but we do need people to keep the ball moving. So if you're interested, let us know. You can always reach out me. You've got Amy's email that you've been getting from. And you could always reach out to Turi too. Turi knows how to get a hold of us really well. So anything else that I'm forgetting or needs to be brought up?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we got Kathleen Almy, and here, let me quit sharing. And oops, wrong button. And Brandon Bartley. I don't know who wants to go first. I don't think that was. So Kathleen, just in case you wanted to share anything, I made you a co-host.
Well, I don't have a bunch of slides prepared. Is that okay? I just have a few comments to make.
Yeah, that's fine. I gave both of you co-host status, so you should be able to share screen as needed. So I don't know who wants to go first. It looks like Kathy's up and running. Or
Yeah,
Kathleen,
I can go.
excuse me.
That's fine.
So hopefully Brandon didn't walk away and we lost him, but oh, there he is. Awesome. Okay. So we'll let Kathleen go first. Thanks guys for coming. It's really nice to have a contested election, and it's nice to hear from you guys instead of seeing pictures and words on a paper. So I'll let you guys do your spiel.
Hi all, I'm Kathy Almy. I'm just gonna briefly introduce myself and tell you, Jason asked us to, like what would be the future of the Midwest region for, for Brandon and I each if we were to become VP. And so I had just a few thoughts I wanted to share with you. My background is I'm in Rockford, Illinois. So any of you that are in southern Wisconsin, I'm not that far from you. So I was tenured faculty at Rock Valley College for many years and have been involved in all kinds of state, local, and national reforms with developmental math. Done a lot with AMATIC with that. I was a developmental math committee chair for AMATIC, and I led we had an intermediate algebra position statement several years ago. I led the process of that. And then I've also been really involved with IMAC. So AMATIC I've been working with since 2009. IMAC, so Illinois' affiliate, I've been involved with since 2001. And I'm still very active in our organization. I left in 2017, I left in my college to go work for the state of Illinois because we were having a law that was being put into place that was going to affect all the community colleges and all the high schools. and faculty were really wound up about it, which deservedly so. And I had relationships with people at the state, and I said, you know, this is going to go better if you have faculty involved in it. And I went and actually worked 2 years for the state, and like was the go-between with the high schools and the colleges, and it worked pretty well. The faculty did feel that they were they had a say in the process, which I think is really, really important. And then in 2019, I went full-time with my my consulting business. I still teach part-time at my college, teaching stats this fall. And I was just talking to people yesterday. We're trying to figure out when we're rolling out co-recs, because my college is behind the game on co-recs, to say the least. I don't know where you guys are with that, but we have, and Illinois is now in the midst of another mandate. This time it's about developmental legislation. And I know Michigan has some things with that. There's a lot of states that are having mandates that they're taking things that faculty used to have a say over curriculum. A lot of we're losing some of the rights with that. And instead legislators are saying, this is what you are going to be doing. So my goal with, if I was elected to Midwest VP, is I know that the big things that are affecting colleges are the focus on equity, which I think is great, but it does affect things. And so we need to have, you know, like, how can we best make sure we have equity focused practices? So, you know, I think John has done an awesome job, and I'm not just saying that because he's here, but I really do think John Oakes has done a fantastic job. And you know, we have this great Facebook board, and we've gotten, you know, we've started getting conversations going on that. I think it would be awesome if we could have more like live interaction like this, because there are so many states that are either they're being told they have to do co-requisites, or they're being told they have to do whatever. And they're constantly like, how do we do this? And we feel like we're inventing the wheel, and we feel like guinea pigs, and how can we do this? And I feel like there's so much knowledge in this region, because we're a very active region. I would love to see more like live, like maybe live events like this, where you come together and have like a topic and talk, like, what are people doing, and just basically crowdsource information, and without traveling, and then just make it a lot easier for people to go back to their own colleges and know, hey, we're not crazy. Such and such college is doing the same thing, you know, and have connections. So I think that was all I was going to say. I don't know. Jason, did you want us to like both introduce ourselves and like answer questions, or answer questions after we each go?
You can take questions after Brandon
Okay.
goes, and that way we give Brandon a check, because some people might skip out and hit lunch here in a few minutes, because we're running up on noon, and
All
our
right.
next session starts at 12:30. So,
Well, then I'll let Brandon go. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Jason, thank you for allowing me to speak, and everyone as well. I'm not sure. Can you all see me on the screen? I still see Kathleen. Okay, just making sure. All right, so to tell you a little bit about me, I am actually a product of the community college system. I received my associate's degree and worked my way through to get my master's in math. And because of that, I just have this heartfelt connection to, you know, to two-year colleges. I had a couple of amazing instructors that made a huge difference in my, you know, in my life and my career. And so I feel like I want to make that impact for my students and for other students, you know, at this level as well. I am in my 8th year, so probably my last year on the Kentucky board, the WisMATYC board, the Kentucky affiliate. So I started as elected member at large, and it's kind of an unwritten thing. I think the person that's the member at large this year is going to break it, but it seems like for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 people, if you were elected member at large, it was kind of understood that you would run for president. And so I became, you know, president-elect, acting president, and I'm in my 2nd year as past president for WisMATYC. And during that time, about, I guess, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, at the same time as being involved with WisMATYC, our college got a Title III grant, and this was happening, you know, when the co-requisite buzzword was going across the country. And so our state council for post-secondary education said, we're not telling you to go co-rec, but you probably should look at co-rec. And so I started, you know, getting more involved. We sent people to WisMATYC, and I've been involved with that for the past several years. and part of that committee and that work group. So we're finally, I think, majorly co-rec. We still have a couple of courses that we're working on to fine tune, but sort of what Kathy was saying, that's a huge thing across the country. I think we need to work together. I had a friend that worked at the College of Southern Nevada, and we worked with them to try to help them along with their co-rec and so forth because of the experience that we already have. And I agree completely with Kathy. I think networking is key and huge, not just in our region, but across the country. I think we can help work with each other and really just collaborate to do things, because a lot of work has already been done. And like she said, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to help each other along. So I agree with her completely. I also agree. I mean, she hit things perfectly, right? And I'm just coming in after her. But I mean, John Oakes is wonderful. Everybody that I have come into contact with at WisMATYC, I love networking and relationship building. I think it's hugely important, especially in education. We are struggling right now, particularly with COVID and all the restrictions, and it's really compounded, right? You might think that virtual is easier, but it's not. We're seeing faculty members just stressed out and working extra and so forth. And I think this is something that isn't going to completely change. I mean, I don't know how you all feel the Delta variant, as y'all were talking earlier. We just really don't know what's going to happen and what's going on. So for me, I think looking at our region, I think we do need to network, and we do need to think of each other in the sense that how can we help each other to lighten the load? And is there something that we need to look at, that we need to emphasize with our people going back to our colleges and saying, listen, this is a struggle for us and we need support as well. So I don't know if you all are getting support. I know Jason said that they're not allowing travel for him and other things as well, but I think we need to emphasize that in education, there's a struggle going on. Students are struggling as well, right? Accessing the internet and so forth. And I think that's something that we really need to take a look at. When she mentioned, diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's something that's going on at our college as well, that I'm part of. I'm the Dean of Mathematics at Jefferson, and I apologize, I forgot to let you all know I've been there for 18 years. Teaching mathematics, I've taught everything from developmental math through the calculus sequence and differential equations. But what was I saying? I apologize, I'm off track here. It was the diversity part. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that we've learned. And what I mean by that is with COVID, a lot of people are using the flipped classroom, which uses technology, but there are certain areas, there are under-resourced students, there are minority students, there are students that don't have reliable internet access. And so something that would normally be good, right? Allowing more time with the instructor, so that with a flipped classroom, you get your instruction outside with videos, and then you come back and you see your instructor in the classroom. The students that don't have access to those things, they struggle. And so there's a lot more going on that we need to look at, I think, in the math world, or just in the education world in general, about how to make things fair and equitable for all our students, because we think we're doing them a service, but for some areas we're not, right? For certain students, we're not. And I think that's something that we need to take a look at as well. All right, sorry, I know I said a lot of things that went off in the different areas, a couple of different avenues, but hopefully that gives you a little bit about me and what I'm thinking.
I know I have one question. Would either of you, as Midwest VP, be open? We do last year we started doing, we didn't do one much since last spring, but we were doing some virtual social hours just to keep in touch with people. I know I was gonna start thinking about doing one before Thanksgiving again for WisMATYC. I don't know if IMAC does anything like that, or the Michigan or Kentucky organizations do something like that. But if we had a regional version of that with Zoom, I know personally my school has a license for Zoom, so I can invite any number of people and host a Zoom room, where the free account you could get only like 25 people or whatever it was. But I think that would be a good opportunity for the states to get involved. But I don't know, just the thought.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I mean, I think Brandon and I are very much on the same page with that. Yeah, I would very much, I would love to see us get together. We are doing our IMAC curriculum committee meetings. We actually have one coming up pretty soon, and we do those on Zoom. And it's funny because we're supposed to have a meeting, we're supposed to be talking about curriculum, but we just, devolve, just like you guys do. We like each other, and so we talk to each other, and we don't get a chance to see each other all the time. So I think having that, because that's what so many people, I'm sure you guys are the same way, but like IMAC, our state conference is just really a lot of times for people a chance just to get back in touch with people they haven't seen in a year. I mean, we go for the sessions and all of that, but a lot of it is just that connection. And so yeah, I think that kind of thing is absolutely important. And that's the part I miss.
Awesome. Any other questions?
I was just gonna say, I agree. I think Kathleen and I are really on the same page in a lot of different ways. And I'll just state this because I think no matter who is in this position, I think it'll be great. So I think Kathy will do a great job no matter what. I honestly, and I guess I shouldn't say this about myself, but I just don't think you can go wrong either way. So I would be happy.
I would agree with that. Yes. I think Brandon and I are pretty, I mean, I don't know. It's just really up to you guys, but it's like, I think it would be good either way.
Yeah.
I will say that
I'm
happy that I'm not running against either of you, because I agree with that both of you, I know both of you, and I know that the Midwest is in great hands coming up. So I do appreciate everything that both of you have done for the Midwest region already. So I'm excited to see who is going to be bringing my tacos to the next conference.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're at about that time. You guys should have got emails, those of you that are AMATIC members, about how to vote. Hopefully most of you are AMATIC members on top of being WisMATYC members. If you have questions about becoming members of either organization, don't hesitate to contact me or Turi or Amy. I'm sure Marshall knows the drill too, because he's been around a long time. George left for lunch already. George knows the drill. And so I will sign out for 24 minutes according to my clock. 12:30 is the next session. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Brandon, for taking the time to do that. It's awesome to have a chance to see some of these people and get to talk to them and hear from them rather than seeing a page. I know my college does the Board of Trustees elections. Oh, here's a card of everybody's names and when they graduated, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who these people are. I've never met most of them. And it's nice just to put a face with a name and a voice and some body language with it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
No problem.
I agree.
Okay,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
We'll see you guys at 12:30. Those of you coming back for the last two sessions, I'm going to run my kid to McDonald's because he's been really well behaved today by just hanging out, doing his own thing while I'm doing this. And I'm like, I will take you down the street to McDonald's for lunch.
Nuggets for me, Jason. Nuggets.
So thanks, guys. We'll see you in about a half hour.